Hey there, welcome to 2 for Tuesday. I am Mo McClanahan and I am the Director of Training and Education with the Safe Surfing Foundation. And I am here to talk to you about online fraud and how that is a little bit different from online identity and or identity fraud. Instead, it's more of like the difference of taking somebody's identity and really using their social security numbers or something to obtain either credit or put bills into your name. But it's a little bit different when it's online fraud. And so real quick, a little background. Here at Safe Surfing, we decided that once COVID had hit and there was an increase of cyber crimes against our children and seeing the huge increase in these crimes and the reports and everything, we wanted to find a way to really just keep educating parents. And so we created this 2 for Tuesday where we come live on Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. EST and we offer some tips. So we'll talk about something that's hot in the news and then we will give you tools on how to really safeguard yourself and your family from online predators. And tonight we're going to talk about online identity fraud and how that's different than identity theft. And the reason that we're going to talk about this tonight is because it actually happened to me. A lot of times I get people who contact me asking me what should they do. Somebody's using their pictures and creating these fake profiles and their names. And so I've always been the go-to person. A little background, prior to working at Safe Surfing, I actually just recently retired from law enforcement where the last 8.5 years I've been working internet crimes against children. So in this small community down here in Southwest Virginia, everybody knows to call me and to ask for some advice. This time I received a really strange text message in the morning last week where the number was definitely out of country. It had the +55 and I thought it was some form of spam. And it said that somebody had created a profile in my name and my picture and was on a dating site trying to scam women out of money. And again, I just kind of brushed it off, blocked the number, didn't really think anything of it. And then I had gone into my messenger, Facebook Messenger, and there was the same message from somebody in my requests. And so when I opened it up, I went to the girl's profile and she seemed to be pretty legit, that she had a real Facebook profile and she is actually a nurse in Brazil. And the message said that somebody had used my photos and was pretending to be me, went on to an app called Amino, which I know all about it, and they tried to claim that their child, which was my son, had fallen ill and they didn't have any money to pay his medical bills. And so it's a dating site. So, she was open to female relationships. So that part didn't seem very strange. But as it escalated fairly quickly in the conversation, the subject of wanting money or needing money came up pretty quick. And so luckily she's an upstanding citizen and, just innocent bystander. She looked up my real name into just Google, and thankfully she saw a media coverage from myself and my old sergeant where a news article had been covered on an upcoming presentation that we were giving for internet safety. So through that, she was able to find my social media, which is my name, and she found me on every platform and made sure she contacted me, because later on I found a request inside my Instagram as well. So she sent me the pictures that he had been using, and they were all my pictures on Instagram, because on Facebook I am only open to my friends. So my posts aren't public, so you have to be my friend. And I know everybody on my friends list. Like, I go through it fairly frequently and very intentional of the people that I do add. And it wasn't until after speaking to her back and forth, probably about 30 minutes, did I finally go into my Instagram and I saw a new follow earlier in the morning. And from that follow was the actual username that she had given me. So he used the same username inside the Amino app and then used a similar one for a Gmail. So both her and I reported it to Amino. And then when I saw the profile inside of Instagram, I reported it to Instagram. And you can actually say they're using my photos, or that it's a fake account, or, there's some places where you can actually add in text. And thankfully, because we had made all those reports together, the profile was taken down. So thankfully it hadn't been happening like over time, because predators like that will truly try to victimize more than one at a time. Most child predators online will have up to 150 to 300 victims over time. And so it's not unusual even when they are victimizing adults as well. So thankfully, she was brave enough to contact me, and that we were able to get it all taken down in time. So I wanted to share with you, this is very common, and a lot of times people ask me, what could they have done different? What should they be doing? And here are some tips. So first of all, make sure that your profiles are private, or that you are monitoring every time somebody follows you. On Instagram, mine is public because I continue to teach internet safety, so that's important to me. And then on my Facebook, it is, you have to request and I have to add you. So I actually will look into those profiles. And same goes with any other kind of social media platform. So just be vigilant on who's following you or who you're adding. Every day I go in and see any new followers and I check out their profile. And if they just look kind of sketchy, then I block them. No problem. And then the next thing is, if this does happen to you and you see these images or somebody tells you about it, make sure you grab screenshots of it. Like, you want to capture the evidence as best as you can. That's what helped us, is being able to see it through the conversation that they were actually saying this was them, being a police officer at the time, their older pictures, and being able to utilize that for when we did make the report for the specific platforms. And every platform is different, so you can just Google report abuse and then whatever social media platform you're using, and you should be able to locate that pretty easily. And then the next step is, if you fear that you are in danger, or if they are, somebody close by, like this one, I definitely felt like it was overseas, or at least down in Brazil, because why would you contact somebody on a dating service if you weren't in the same vicinity, is what I was thinking. So I didn't feel fear that I was in danger, that my family was in danger. But if you do, make sure you contact your local law enforcement. A lot of times people don't even realize that it's illegal, that there are steps, or there are harassments or computer trespassing charges in every jurisdiction. It's all different. So make sure that you do report it. And if you're not sure, maybe you kind of feel silly to report it, which that's what they're hoping. They're hoping to shame you and to make you feel guilty or feel bad about it. But don't. This is very common. And so if you have any questions, you can always message us here at Safe Surfing, and we will make sure that we give you some advice on what avenue to take if it is something serious enough to report it to authorities. I've had people ask me in the past, what should they do? And one truly appeared to be local, and somebody that they knew was doing this, was using their profile and actually setting them up as, somebody fake on a dating service. And it could really ruin their reputation in their community and what they do in their career. And I directed her to report it to law enforcement, that there are ways that they can determine who is creating the profile based on the IP address of the profile, that when the username or profile was created. And so there's ways to really narrow it down. And she recently told me that it was somebody that they knew, and potentially it could have put their family in danger. Thankfully, that wasn't their intent. But why risk it? Always report it, and at least it's on notice that something was reported, whether or not the next step goes from there into criminal charges or not. But put it on notice, get it reported. And again, if you have questions and you're just not quite sure if it's something that's reportable, send us a message and we'll definitely direct you in the way that it should be reported. So again, this can happen to anybody, and it's not that I ever felt like I was being naive to the possibility. It was just that I felt like I was being very mindful, which I was. I just hadn't checked my followers that morning. But if I had, I would have seen that they used my last name as a username, and then it was my picture as their profile. And I would have immediately gone in there and reported it sooner, and then it would have given them less time to capture the images on my profile. So again, always be mindful of the pictures that you're putting out there too, because once they're out there, they're out there. Anybody can copy and paste them. So I hope these tips helped. And again, I always encourage you to share these with friends, because in this day and age, it truly does take a village to, make sure we're safeguarding our kids. And today is National Safer Internet Day. And what better time to share tools and tips and tricks than today to just make sure that we're all being kind online, and that we're making it an environment that is safe for our kids, and that we're creating positivity in what we're sharing and posting, and that we are raising kids that are watching what we're doing and that they will follow in our footsteps. So I hope these have been helpful. I hope you have an amazing Tuesday, and we'll catch you next week at 8 p.m. EST. All right, take care.